having that guy and that group of people reach out to you and give you money, uh, I believe that anyone, if they are determined, can do a remarkable possible vision or make it a reality. It's just a matter of believe and don't give up. So keep on marching, guys, toward that impossible vision.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany Alexander, and this is Unveiling Journeys. Man, I'm glad to have you here today. Can I just tell you a smidge about me? I love people so much. I love hanging out with people, meeting new people. And by all means, when I meet with them, I end up saying, oh my gosh, there's people that I need you to know. And by the way, who do you want to know so that I can introduce them to you? And then if you're like, Tiffany, I don't meet cool people like that ever, I need you to tell them, hey, this has been fun. Who do you know that I need to know? You can just ask that. You'd be really surprised that people are happy to share if you're a cool person too. And with that, it has created this tiny snowball that turned into an avalanche of phenomenal people that I've been able to surround myself with in my life. And of course, that was why the podcast was born. I wanted to share them. I wanted to bring their stories to everybody. I wanted to promote them. I wanted the world to know them because I just could not contain them as a cool person. Amazing guests that I have for you today. So do me a favor, everybody, welcome Jeremy. Hey, uh, do me a favor, tell everybody a little bit about you, what you're up to right now.
Well, I'm Jeremy and I make businesses famous and I spend most of my time just figuring out strategies on how to make a company blow up and how to get people ridiculous amounts of traction and make impossible dreams happen. It's a fun job.
Oh my gosh, I need to know more. People are thinking, what? I want you to make my business known because a lot of people are in business that are listening to this.
Yes. Well, thanks for bringing me on. I really appreciate it. And a little bit about me, just I should I jump into my backstory now? Is it too soon?
No, talk
Uh,
more about your business right now. Tell me that.
let's go deep. Let's get into my backstory. And my
Okay, we can do
backstory,
that.
it started with a reckless life decision. And I believe most entrepreneurs could relate to that at some level. But I decided that I would just go all in and try to make my 19-year-old brother famous. I quit my job. And I told him, let's do it. He was a musician. He had a prosperous job at Steak and Shake. And I said, this is the time. And we ended up cluelessly stumbling into success for him. He ended up getting not sure if I should say, but let's say the number one YouTuber in the world reached out to him and said, here's a big fat chunk of money and we'd love to invest in you. And boom, he just continued to blow up and has gotten hundreds of millions of streams since then. And seeing the success my brother got, I started a company called Impact Social, which is what I focus on now. And I started it with the dream of I want to help people make an impact. I want to help people become famous like my brother did. And the really neat thing though about Impact Social is it's not just a vision of I want to help you for no reason get famous, for no reason um, make a lot of money. The goal is always to have an impact with us. Like, how do we do this meaningfully? How do we both have a deep impact and an impact that it goes wide with tens, millions, hundreds of millions of views? How do we do both at the same time? And what we experienced with my brother Nathan is that he had his music go all over the world, and people that were suicidal would comment left and right saying, I listened to your song Lonely and I felt so deeply moved. I was
Wow.
going to kill myself, but I felt hope and I want to
Yeah.
live. And that's the vision of Impact Social is we want to create stories like that over and over again where people are inspired. I had a girl this year, Katarina Guimerez, who's a Paralympian gold medalist. She inspires me. She has accomplished everything you can, and she had the incredible opportunity of blowing up. She just got, I think, about in 6 months with with I'm going to tell you this. It was just me and her meeting like twice a month, and she from that alone blew up, got 85,000 followers in just 6 months, about
Wow.
70 million views. Um, just from us telling her how to do the right things, which is so
Yeah.
neat to see it actually work. And she ended up having her celebrity idol, who was also a Olympic gold medalist, walk up to her and say, "Kat, I know who you are. I've been watching you." So that's what we
Wow.
do. It's a lot of fun.
That's so cool. No, I kind of want to hear more about like a little bit of the backstory. Like, where are you from? And did you think you would even be doing this as a kid? What do you want to be when you were growing up?
That's a great question. I did actually want to be a YouTuber when I was a kid. I come from the Chicagoland area next to a town called Wheaton, which some people have heard of. But I just had this dream to do things that were creative outside the box. I was homeschooled. And on top of being homeschooled and thinking outside the box, I actually got into a traumatic ski accident as a kid that really made me different. Yeah, I skied head front into a fence at about 25 miles an hour and had bleeding in on and around my brain. Uh I thank God and my believing parents because the doctors said, quote, "It's a miracle that your son recovered." But that time of me, like I was bedridden for a lot of my time. I couldn't walk straight, had to be in a wheelchair when I'd go places for a while. That really made me different. I couldn't do what other kids did for a while. And so it really, I think, caused me to live a different life. And then being homeschooled, I was in a different mindset. Um, I was always creative and I couldn't figure out how to I couldn't I couldn't focus because I had this brain injury. We didn't know that back then. So I would just cheat at every subject in school. And I just had to think
Uh-huh.
of creative ways to get around things, which unfortunately for a long
Yeah.
time was lying until I became a minister and got sobered up and honest. Um, but yeah, I just had a really different experience growing up that made me very creative and have to
Yeah.
think differently because of my disability for a while. So here I am now. I grew up and I guess I'm doing what I wanted to do.
Well, what did that look like from the time that you were homeschooled to like first careers, or like did you go to advanced schooling at all? What did that look like?
That is a great question. So I do have a master's of divinity, actually. It was probably God's sense of humor, being a pastor, being like, yeah, you thought you got out of your homework. But yeah, no, I ended up I ended up paying my dues and having to do school. And I it was a miracle. I guess it takes a while for the brain to recover. Talk to a neurosurgeon about it, but after about 20 years, your brain does recover, and mine did. And I found out I was
Nice.
smart, which was amazing. Totally, obviously, being a pastor and then being in my first job as I was a waiter, really was my first long-term job. They had nothing to do with anything, and then going into social media just happened because, while I was talking with a guy that my brother had met while I was had no job, had no income, trying to make my brother famous. I just bumped into this multi-level guy that tried to suck me into his scheme, and I told him what I was doing for my brother, and he's like, "Can you do that for me?" And all of a sudden, I had this waiting list. Yeah, we opened within about 2 months at that point, and I had a waiting list of 50 people ready to subscribe and sign up that day, and 1,000 within 3 months. That, yeah, shout out to Tim Sloma. That man is the best marketer I have ever met. So thus it was born. And so we
Wow.
became a company.
That's incredible. Some of those highs and lows and lefts and right of going from like, well, I guess we'll form this into a company to doing what you're doing now. Like, what were some of those like moments in that journey that we want to share about? Was maybe some of the fun stories you said you have so many, right?
Oh my gosh. I have so many fun stories, so many wild things that happen to people, seeing people go from, gosh, there's like Luke Longmire who went from rags to riches. I started working with him at the foundation of the company, and I think we got him within a year 100,000 followers from 10,000, maybe even more than that. And he went on to be like this mega millionaire that was signing people up to his multi-level initially, and then started his own company that was like an AI trading company. And it was cool. It's sexy. The guy speaks from stages now. He is the man. It's been wild to see what happens, honestly, with people that were just consistent. The people that were consistent and just really believed and had a vision, believed that they could do more with their lives, believed for the impossible dream. Those are the people that I saw really take off after working with 1,200 plus clients. Um, People like Jason. Tatted Prez is his Instagram handle. Recommend him. He's an amazing guy. He, I met him. I think he had probably like 30, maybe only 10, 15,000 followers. We took him up probably like 50 some thousand followers within a year. And he just kept going and growing. I think he's at 300,000 now. But he has a wild story of he died on Good Friday and he legit got, he kept dying and coming back and they'd resuscitate him. And he, just miraculously is what he told me, made it and came back and stabilized on Easter of all days. And you better believe he went to church after that. Not that I'm here to preach, but he ended up giving a TED talk on it and telling
No way.
about how he came back from the grave. So it's just cool to see
Yeah.
how I got to be a catalyst. I can't take full responsibility for anyone, but I do get to be someone that helps create that momentum and that surge so that people can take off and live that impossible dream they've always wanted. So
Yeah.
those are a few. It's been wild.
Oh, man, that's so fun. What does it look like when someone's thinking, gosh, I just wish I had, like fill in the blank? At what point are they thinking those phrases out loud that they need to come find you? What does that look like for when someone's thinking, man, I need this, and they want to come find you? Like, what does that look like for them finding you? And then what does that look like when you onboard them? Like, what kind of services is it that you're doing for them?
Thank you for asking. You're teeing me up for a home run. I love it. So, what it looks like is just a simple conversation. And I am very intentional after being a pastor. Integrity is of the highest level that you have to have, or you will get grilled. So, both by people and by God Himself, you'll get you'll just get grilled all around. So, I audit myself. I'll basically invite you onto a party on a call and a Zoom after we communicate a little bit, either via email or LinkedIn, and we will just talk. I'll walk you through a little bit of my story, get to know you. Normally, I drill people with questions to understand how they're making money, how I can help them make more money, if it's even a good fit. Honestly, I often try to turn people away because not everyone is the right fit to work with me. But what I end up doing is I audit myself with AI and I just say, hey, AI, what's the best thing that you can possibly do with the budget they have to help them make more money? Because AI is going to know, right? It's not that hard. And then
Wow.
we'll just have
Yeah.
Mr. ChatGPT tell us, and I tell him, okay, great, I can do that. If that's what you want me to, if that's what you believe is right, which you got to think a little bit about what AI says, but usually it's pretty right on. And then I just make the vision happen. So it comes down to either a done with you social media where I have a step by step masterclass on how to make your business famous if you have time. If you have no time and you need to pay for someone else's time, then I do done for you social media or fractional CMO work if you really want to make the whole vision happen and have me make that a reality. So that's what I do. It's fun.
Oh, man, that's fun. If somebody's thinking to myself, like, am I a right fit? Like, what is your freedom or availability to hang out with some of these people who are thinking, gosh, I might need to know you? Like, at what point should they just reach out?
If they're thinking about it, it's worth it. And I make myself available even if I don't have the time to do a one-on-one. I have a networking opportunity where it might be a handful of people in the room, but I make myself available for just about anybody that's interested. And it might be, I don't know, two, three, four people in the room with you, but we'll still get a good half hour to get to know you. And usually people leave pretty happy after meeting me because my goal is not to just sell anyone. My goal is to help you solve your problems. And usually that happens through either my service or connecting you with the person who can make it happen. And I know a lot of people after all my adventures all around the world. So, yeah, that's what I
100%, I can attest to that. Our first conversation, I was like, "I need to introduce you to people," and he's like, I need to introduce you to people." Goodness, it's awesome to be connected to someone like you. You're so phenomenal. Now, let me
Yeah.
ask you this. You're crushing it. You have crushed it. Why do you keep showing up? Why do you keep doing what you do?
I appreciate that. Well, other than I wanna eat, there are other reasons for it. I really believe it's a calling, a passion. From the time I was 17, I had a vision of I want to help reach masses, and I want to bring an impact to them. And I've been spending years refining my vision of what does that impact look like? And really what it is I wanna find leaders and I want to help them make their impossible vision happen. I like the harder the scenario, the better. It gets me more excited. For instance, one of my most favorite clients that I got to work with, I think we ended up taking him from he's probably about 100,000 followers to more than a million. And I ended up traveling with him. He was a traveling minister and he would speak to crowds of 100,000 to more than a million people, like 1.5 million people in one place at one time was the biggest event he had. His name's Anwar Fazil. He was so cool. But he had this vision of like wanting to get established in America from Pakistan. And so I got to help introduce him to cool people that I would just go travel, go hope and pray that I can meet the right people. And I got him in a meeting with a billionaire that I felt pretty proud of, and a few other people that were pretty extraordinary. And the vision actually was just to add on to that was that we wanted to have about 2 million more people come into his events in person. And we got all the commitments. It was so exciting. And then COVID hit and nothing happened. Anyways, he got a million followers.
To
He's
turn
happy.
COVID. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Well, I mean, at this point, people are thinking, all right, I want to find you. Where is your favorite place or easiest place that you want people to go reach out to you?
LinkedIn or email. I will make it available to you if you could put it in in the description. That would be so helpful. And the great thing about me is I pay people for referrals. So if you guys know someone that you're like, this isn't for me, but I know the guy, then I give generous commissions on referrals for the right people. So might be 5% or 10% depending on the size of the deal, but I'm happy to make your wallet a little fatter.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. And if you guys are like, oh, I can't find this, there's a few Jeremy Wagners out there, like, come send me a message. I'll get you to him. So that way you guys can connect because he's going to make time for you. That's phenomenal. Okay, couple more questions left. That's it. What what's on the horizon for you? What are you working on?
Oh man, I wish I could share a little bit about some of the things I'm working on. One of the things I'm working on is I am creating an army of affiliates. And I have seen that the issue with the marketing space, with a lot of people that are, especially in the networking space, is that they really don't have a lot of great ways to grow. It's either just post and hope for the best for people to come, do lead generation and spam people, so how do you do it? And really, people want to work with people face to face. So the next solution I'm looking to create is having a fully guided, fully trained, step by step. Here's the SOP. Here's the checklist. Here's the video tutorial on how to do it. Guided set for affiliates for whatever company. And I'd love to bring them on as commission only for these companies so that they can just have people network around the clock on their behalf and then send them the qualified leads. And just if people aren't qualified, then you just refer them out to someone else and keep networking. So that's my goal.
Literally have more people I need to send to you because there's a few
Thank you.
systems set in place that I think you need to know about. We got to
I
make this
appreciate
happen.
it.
This is so
Deal.
fun. Like what you have on the horizon. Let's go. Totally. I'm in. I'm in. I want to like tell people for you about your people too. So, oh my
Vice
gosh, how fun.
versa.
Let's do this. I want to go on my last question for you so we get to wrap up our show. What do you want to leave with everyone as your golden nugget, your words of wisdom for everyone?
I want to challenge people to believe that anything is possible. after taking my brother and I from zero to making him a hero and having the number one YouTuber in the world who I might be watching his TV show right now, and it's freaking awesome. Having that guy and that group of people reach out to you and give you money, uh, I believe that anyone, if they are determined, can do a remarkable, impossible vision, make it a reality. It's just a matter of believe and don't give up. So keep on marching, guys, toward that impossible vision.
I'm so grateful for you, and I can't wait to see you again and, of course, text you and share more people with you who are amazing. And I want you guys to go reach out and follow Jeremy on LinkedIn and shoot him an email. It's in the show notes below if you want to go hang out with him and take part of his phenomenal services that he has for you. And then I will see you guys on the next show. I'm so grateful for you staying this long, and I'll see you next time. Bye.